It is cold, but we're about to go out and brave the elements, because it is typically a man thing to do things on the worst day possible.
I have a need to move some things, but ain't got no hitch. Bumpers like they used to. Look at that. It's a decent chunk of steel right there. I've got some ideas.
But why should we be I mean, come on, it's a First Gen Dodge.
Often have need to move some things around. We're going to move that little trailer there. There's likely a proper way to do things, and that's going to be a standard hitch. How do they do on these things? It is below the bumper line. Now, I know what you're asking. Why aren't we using a vehicle that already has a hitch and is probably rated for towing, even has all the wiring? I found it much funner to put one on. Now, this one did a full hitch. I think it's off of a Jeep Cherokee, or I don't know, half-ton Chevy or something. Doesn't matter. But we're bolted on, and we're welded on.
We used to be a proper country. There was a time when you had a full metal bumper and you could buy a hitch accessory basically bolted onto your bumper with big U-bolts, basically, because you had a big metal bumper there to begin with. But that time is over.
Got the old four-hit wonder here. What are we gonna tow? Well, maybe that's not the question, because I will tow anything I can hitch up to it. How fast we're gonna tow it? No. Well, looking at this, I mean, not the most durable of steels. I mean, she is a first gen. Look, we got a solid axle right here. Absolute, actually kind of a beefy one too. But looking up here, let's see. We may want to, can you even pull the bumper off? Interesting. Because look at that. Interesting. I'll have to get this up in the air and see. The bumper's got to be able to come off. If we can pull the bumper off, that makes our work a bit easier here. With the conventional drop hitch, which would be, one, this is already a pretty low vehicle, so we can afford to have that drop there. Here, we don't have much space to work with, so we have a drop hitch that's sitting right here. That's even less ground clearance, and you know, this is a utility vehicle, so we're not going to dick around with ground clearance. We've learned how the bumper mounts. Here is what we are thinking. We got our hitch mount adapter here. We're going to cut the dingus end off there, hollow on the inside, and that's going to go right into there. Now we might have to do some cutting right there too, but what's back there? It'll be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. But here is that bumper attachment. Easy peasy, just pull that right off, and we can get this on the bench and actually do some welding on the rig. Not too hard. Oh, I'm backlit. Is this my good light? Huh. So welding on the vehicle, not too hard, not impossible, easy, but there's literally 4 bolts holding this thing on. And although it looks pretty skookum enough, we can make it even more skookum. Let me show you my thoughts here. What's gonna hold that in? That's a legitimate question. Ignore the pile of engines here. We got this. Now this is what, a 4x2, 2x4, whatever. But we're gonna cut some straight lines, and this thing is going to have a hole cut out or welded on. Probably, if we can get that hole in the bumper about the right size. This thing already has a lip, so it shouldn't be able to pull back at all. So the backing plate is what we need to work on, and that can be welded on or hold on, whatever. Now let's do some cutting. We got the old DeWalt chop saw here. Old does not necessarily mean good. I honestly think the angle grinder is better, but this thing does in fact make a straight cut, which is why we have, do the bolts matter? I'm using that to make it somewhat level so we're not cutting at an angle. But now some PPE, you only get 1 set of these things. And then my favorite set of gloves got the Milwaukee's anti-cuts, although also not necessary. And we trip a breaker. It's to be expected. At least we got her on a 20 amp breaker. Oh, synced. Lucky me. Well, we're about halfway through. What is it? Am I doing something wrong with the saw here? Now, I went to the Hercules blade.
I previously had a DeWalt blade. I'm like, well, I've used it for some cuts. Maybe she's no bueno. I don't know. And so I put this new blade on, thinking it'd be different. But no, the saw performs the same. Now, this is well within the realm of a chop saw. I don't see what the problem is, and she's a DeWalt unit. Is this thing just used up? Shouldn't be. Let's just do this. Like, in what world is it better? We've made that progress, and granted, our cut is a little bit, it's not the same cut. Let me put this on the bench and we'll actually get some real cutting done here. But look, we made that progress in seconds. The answer was I'm gonna spend all this time. This isn't the first time I've done this sort of thing, so I know instead of just going through the hollow part, I'm just gonna see his quarter inch. It's a little over 1/4 inch thick steel right there. We were trying to cut through the 2-inch. No, it's 1.5, whatever it is. What is it? Yeah, in fact, it says right on it. 1.25 inch thick steel, which is not hard steel, but hard enough that we're giving ourselves a difficult time here. Here is our backing plate. Now, if we're gonna be period correct, which we are, it's gonna be something like boop. Now, we need to cut that hole. All coming swimmingly. There's 4 5/8 bolts holding this thing in. Now, that should be a source of concern. That standard 5/8. All is well and easy, except this one kind of blocked by that guy. Put the other side on there. I got a different solution for this. This is our solution. Butte. In 2 hands. It's all fun and games until you hit yourself in the face with your own wrench. I'm surprised these glasses didn't break. Jeez, right here. It's gonna be a shiner. Well, let's try again. Man, I don't know, there's some words for this or something, I don't know. Competency. Of course, is that not a 5/8? I mean, we're not Matrique here, are we? Appears as if we almost might be. Well, I got the rest of them off with the 5/8. Probably why we're a little rounded right there. 15 mil, I'm sorry. I thought this was America. There we go. Oh, man, oh, man. Don't you worry, guys. This is all gonna come together. And apparently you guys enjoy this sort of stuff, because here we both are. Side pieces? Well, here we are. Here's the big mounts to hold everything in. Oh, it's spinning on the front. Oh, get that one back on. But this was pursuant to getting those little clips out to get this rubber piece off, or plastic piece. Now I enjoy me some step bits. Look at this. I also enjoy me the 12 amp hour battery. You know, I was thinking I had in mind to drill out the hole as big as it could here, and then get back into her. We'll drill the hole in the bumper. That'll be the application for that, where neatness counts. But for this, I see no reason why we don't just cut. Then we can re-weld our things. We're doing some welding anyway. So you're some Bosch cutting. It's also a hammer. Oh, yeah! Weapon of choice is going to be the titanium. What is this? 125? I don't know. It's a little 110 unit. I don't forget what I was welding last. Maybe this very steel. I don't know. But this is what we're gonna do. We got our prep. Got our ground off ground area. This is not a perfect fit, but we'll weld the back side. Let's trip the breaker again. Get a little beat down so it doesn't move. Not good. Come on. it's not aluminum. It's chrome plated. I ain't a fan because it's chrome plated, but it smells like cow poop when you cut into it. See how it smells when we weld into it. I think I got her down now. Well, now I can do this piece without welding without popcorn on. Whew, I already feel it. Should be smarter. Remember I was telling you about PP earlier? Now this piece, just a safety. And we welded the back end. I have some questions to the veracity of that welding on the back because this is a chrome whatever steel. Here, we're gonna spread out the weight. Now I just need a good bead. I'm gonna skip the hole, so good bead on both sides, and I can't really do anything to get in there unless I cut this piece, but this is fine. Another one right here. That is a much better weld. Whew, getting hot in here. And since I'm worried about clearance of my pin, that's it. Other side. Yeah, there we are. Can't all get it. Yeah. Throw in the stuff. Oh, there's the thing. And it's on. And crooked? No, everything is fine. Don't you worry about that. So we can do a little welding on this side on the edges. Gonna light things up around here. There's a thing. A thing is technically here. However, am I to understand that there is a reason why the bolt-on hitch, and usually it's just a ball that just sticks out, why that thing is no longer available? Well, we started with what was a perfectly unblemished bumper. But they can't all be zingers, you know. So I'm putting this out there. It's for you to see. This is the Saturday... I don't know. We'll figure out a name later. Saturday shop, I don't know. Where you should be doing something. The lights off? That's a better view anyway. You should be doing something. Messing up is part of the process. Doing hours of work to mess up your bumper is part of the process. Maybe I'll do it better next time. I probably won't. But we'll have a new thing to explore and a new thing to do. See you next, or a different Saturday, I suppose. Well, we're going to put our failures out there. There's too much polished work on the thing. And that's we're going anti-polish. We're primarily using a cell phone and a camcorder. We've got no bling. We've got zero riz. And if that's your thing, where we try to do all nuts and bolts and content, the nitty-gritty whatever, then do the things you like, you sub, you do all that. We can be in a relationship here together on this. What happens next week? Next Saturday? Saturday shop? I don't know. Give me an idea.